Hi, I'm Michael Ziegfeld. Welcome to It's Not Me, It's You, and today we are talking about being single and all that entails. I've been single for about 2 years now. I'm in LA. I am going on a lot of first dates, and I don't mind telling you, they are horrific. I want to talk about a bunch of things today. First of all, what should the first date be? Some people say that it should be at night, that it should be having a drink, that you should be dressed up and putting your best foot forward, because that way they can see how good it can be. Other people think that it should be the most comfortable, because it is really a very uncomfortable situation. It's almost like a job interview. So go for coffee, go to the park. Someone told me the other day that that's wrong too, that that's not being serious. That's not being all in. Then there's, of course, being online. I have tried to date online. I was talking to some guy for a while and we're typing and I said, hey, it's been really nice to meet you. Maybe we should... nice chatting with you. Maybe we should meet for coffee. And the guy literally said to me, I don't know. Things are just going so well. I don't want to ruin it. What? The computer is supposed to be as a tool to actually meet someone in person, not to just sit there and be, online buddies or anything like that. I remember I went on a date with someone and they gave me one-word answers. How are you? Good. Do you like your job? Yes. It was a half hour of that. A guy brought his dog once. He talked to his dog the whole time, and he liked me. He told me he liked me. He talked about his dog. He talked to his dog. He talked to people about his dog. And then when we were done, he's like, great, well, let's meet again. You have my number. By the way, saying, hey, you have my number is really shitty, because that does not show that you are all in and it's equal. You say, let's talk this week, or let's, just keep it open. Don't throw it all on the other person. And by the way, I'd sooner call his fucking dog. Tonight we are talking to an unknown name. Are you there, unknown caller?
I am.
Okay, so the reason we're not mentioning your name is because in case somebody knows that it's you, and you said that you don't want people to know that you go on online dating. And I think that was very interesting that you said that, because, a part of me doesn't like online dating because I feel like it's very inorganic. And, whatever happened to the days when you bump into someone on the street or through friends or at work or at the theater or on the bus and, you just meet someone and start dating and fall in love. You never hear about that anymore. And, the other side to that is when I'm single for a long period of time and I'm not meeting people in my day-to-day life, I do go back on the online scene because I feel like I should at least be proactive. So we have a caller who has done internet dating. She's single. She's 38, caller?
Yep.
Okay. And, I want to talk about behavior on the first date and what happens afterwards. So you had an experience that you thought was inappropriate behavior?
Yes.
And
the date itself was okay. Like, it was fine. I was not into him. But apparently he was into me.
Can I, before you go further, can I ask, when the date ended, how did it end? Did you hug? Did you shake hands? Did you say, I'll call you?
Just, a little hug and like, oh, we'll talk soon kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's usually like, I wasn't trying to show any interest in seeing him any further down the line. But whatever, I was trying to be nice and just gave him a little hug. And
okay, so then he contacts you.
Yes. So then, like a day or two later, he writes me a message on the website, via the website, the messaging system, and he says, I've been thinking about you. And then I was like, I didn't respond immediately. Maybe 2 days, I was busy. 2 days later, I write back, I'm like, oh, really? About what? And he said, oh, what a lovely time we had on our date and what we're going to do next. And so I wasn't really responding to his messages. And he did have my phone number as well because we had exchanged numbers to meet up on our first date. And,
well, wait. He was texting you through a single site first?
Yeah. First he was messaging me. After the date, he was still messaging me via the site.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, but he did have my phone number as well because we had exchanged numbers to meet up.
Okay.
On the date. Yeah. So because I wasn't responding to his messages on the site, he then proceeded to, a few days later, start texting me, like, did you get my message on the site? And I wasn't responding. He probably did that twice.
And what were you what were you thinking when you didn't respond? I mean, you didn't feel like you could say, I did get it, you were very nice, I didn't feel a spark here. Were you just not, you didn't feel like you could have that
Yeah. I thought, well, I'm not good at this, and I'm no expert at this online thing. So I thought maybe ignoring him would help, but obviously I learned my lesson.
Yeah, it's weird because I feel like texting is a little passive-aggressive, especially if you're fighting with someone you're dating. But on the other hand, any communication is good communication. It's the not knowing that makes someone crazy.
Oh, you're totally right, and I did learn my lesson. Then it started at like 2 nights in a row at like 2:30 in the morning.
Really?
Like, when can we meet up? And I was quite upset because it was waking me up in the middle of the night on a work night when I had to get up early the next day.
Right.
So I then finally, like after 2 of those texts, I wrote him back and said, please do not text me again.
Wait, so total between messages and texts and calls, how many communications did he make after the date?
Probably like 6.
And within how many days?
Probably like 5 days.
Yeah, see. First of all, there's 2 ways to think of it. 1, you didn't give him any information, so it ratcheted it up to crazy. Or 2, see, to me, that is someone that is gonna obsess about me, and maybe if you have his number, I'll call him.
Well, yeah, and the funny thing is that I forgot to mention is that after like the second message he sent me on the site, he wrote me that he would like to take down his profile because he felt guilty after our first date because he liked me.
Wait a minute. So he was already at the I'm taking down my profile after the first date?
Yes.
That is fantastic. You gotta say he no grass grows under this guy's feet. He could have you. He could have you chopped up into pieces and in a box in like a month.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And thank God he doesn't know where I live because I always make it. I never ever let them know where I live, especially on the first date. You know, it was.
You know, that's actually. That's a really nice stalker story. I did have a stalker. I was doing a show in Harrah's in Reno, and this person had continuously come to see the show, and they would write about me in their diary and photocopy it and send the pages backstage to my dressing room, and then eventually somehow they got my dressing room phone number, and I'd walk off stage and walk into my dressing room, and my phone would ring, and yeah, it was crazy. And then young guy, whatever. The women never stalked me. I don't know why. But the worst part about it was he worked at the Bombay Company, which is that mall furniture place. Do you know it? Do you know it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they have little knickknacks from around the world, and he would send me stuff off the sales rack. Now, let me just say, if you're going to stalk me, don't send me shit. It was like weird statues and stuff like that, and I gave it to some woman who makes statues out of trash, and I'm like, make something out of that. And he did make it through the hotel to the private area, and until, you can't just say, you're very nice, but, because all they hear is you're very nice, and then they go berserk and don't leave you alone. So security had to drag him out. And all of my show business friends said, oh, that's your first stalk, congratulations. So to you, caller, I say, congratulations, your womanhood made him crazy. Hopefully it'll next time be with someone that you think is really hot.
Yes.
Isn't that weird? It's weird. It's weird that when we don't think they're hot, we think they're creepy and crazy. But if they're hot, oh my God, he's so into me. He's my Prince Charming.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't a bad-looking guy, but like when someone tells you they're going to take down their profile after a first date because they feel guilty, it was a bit nauseating, I have to say.
That is weird. Well, good luck to you. I will say that the internet, as far as I'm concerned, people have the opportunity to be just as honest or deceitful as people are in a bar. And I think that, and I think the worst thing about it is when you see that 15 people have looked at your profile, but nobody talks to you. Nobody contacts you. Nothing helps your ego more than everyone looking at your pictures and then not and if you weren't thinking about that before, caller, now you have something else to obsess about.
Exactly.
But to me, it's like a resume. You send out 100, and maybe you hear from one, and that's just how it goes. But at least you're participating and putting it out there. I am really curious to hear what happens on the next date. Will you let me know?
Of course.
Okay.
I will.
Thanks so much. We're gonna go for now. There's lots more to talk about on this topic. Please comment below on your worst or most confusing or most challenging first dates, or what your comments and thoughts are on internet dating, or maybe being someone single that's older, or it's your second time around, and things that are inhibiting you. We can talk about that. And just remember, in the end, you might not like what I have to say, but it's not me, it's you. We'll see you next time.